Welcome to another More Than Walking video podcast discussion, where we seek to encourage dialogue on a variety of topics with the unique perspectives of people with spinal cord injuries and other disabilities. Our goal for these conversations is to make us think critically and for us all to leave with a newfound sense of belonging in a world where we have more things in common than we do different. Tonight's topic is Super Adaptables, and I'm your host, Corey Pheez. I'm a C4, C5 quadriplegic here in the state of Connecticut. And I wanted to take time to also thank everybody that is a part of our podcast. And before we go any further, I'd like for everybody just to take the time and introduce yourselves, where you're coming from, and your level of injury.
I'm Sandy. I live in South Florida. I am a quadriplegic, C4, C5. I got into a car accident in 2015, so about 9, 10 years ago. I have some good news. I just recently graduated this year in psychology, and tomorrow, I graduate from my local college with the professional certified coaching.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
Amazing. Congratulations.
thank you. So I'm excited about that. So party tonight.
Nice. That's wonderful news to hear. So I know who to call when my kids say I'm acting crazy. I'll call you as my personal psychologist.
Hey, y'all. John Sigworth, C7 Complete Quad from Connecticut. Glad to see everyone here.
Awesome.
Hello, I'm Harley. I'm a C7 incomplete quadriplegic from Paris, Texas. And I had my diving accident on my 19th birthday back in 1994.
Excellent. Happy to have you back on board with us. And tonight we're going to have a lot of fun. You know, it's the end of the year, holiday season, and we thought that it'd be just appropriate just to kind of let loose a little bit tonight and, explain away this thing about super adaptable. So the superhero genre or comic books have captivated audiences all across the globe. Characters like Superman and Captain America are household names whose physiques exhibit great strength, but others such as Daredevil, who is blind, and Professor X, who uses a wheelchair, are also heroic with disabilities, still get the job done. Art imitates life, and in many cases, the comics reflect real-life situations because some superheroes acquired their powers after freak accidents, very similar to us. Our disability community is filled with individuals who have adapted to obtain new abilities since their injuries occurred. One might even call us super adaptables. Our disability is our greatest strength. It has given us a supervision to see the issues facing humanity from a different perspective and the grit to fight back against all odds. So, a few podcasts ago, we had talked about being in the media. We talked about, several other issues, and we talked about being super adaptable. And that's kind of what we are. You have like the Avengers, you have the Justice League, you have all these different type of groups, but a league of superheroes with disabilities are also just as strong and intellectually adept. And we may not move with super speed, albeit I think my wheelchair is pretty fast, but our minds operate that way, right? We have to be quick on our feet when we're thinking, when we talk to a caregiver, when we are navigating through a mall or a department store with the clothing racks that always seem too close. You got to know how to get around these things, right? And that's what makes us super. That's what makes us adaptable, because the environment that is set before us, though we were on our feet at one point, we have to evolve, and we have to kind of get with the times and as they progress, right? So that leads me to question one, which happens to talk about Charles Darwin, and he spoke about survival of the fittest regarding natural selection. Most comic book heroes and villains display peak physical readiness, though that isn't the only ingredient for longevity in real life. Adapting our surroundings to fit our needs as we age and progress is equally important. As an adaptable, what would your ideal super hideout look like? How would you retrofit it to suit your needs? And would you have a special vehicle like the Batmobile? And how would you design it? And Harley, I'll let you take that question.
I think for me, my perfect hideout would be pretty much like a hobbit house down in the Shire. I've always, ever since I saw The Hobbit for the first time, even before my accident, I've always loved those houses because you don't know it's there until you find the door.
Right.
It's already kind of hidden. And I love the round doorways. I love how it's just, not a lot of sharp edges, it's flowing, it's open floor plan, and it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm. Nah,
It's
that's
already adapted. I mean, it's already one floor because anybody that's watched the Lord of the Rings series, The Hobbits from way back in like the 70s, 80s, the cartoons, they always show them as an open floor plan, single story, and very easy to get in and out.
that's pretty cool that you mentioned that because that's one of my personal favorite movies. And when you think about it, like it's a huge round door to get in, and everything is on the first floor, albeit they got some stairs going around like the different Hobbitsville and stuff like that. But I mean, you can't get down the hill and stuff like that. And just as a sidebar, recently I watched on YouTube like world's craziest or wackiest hotels. And I want to say it is in Australia, and they have recreated the Hobbits. They recreated the Shire. You can actually stay there. Um, you know. So like we brought that up, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I just saw something revolving around that. And so that's pretty cool. So if you ever make it there or look it up, that would definitely be a cool spot to vacation. Now you spoke about Hobbitsville and it's already open floor plan, which is cool. Now, like, would you really go old school? Would you do like a handicap accessible wagon, like how Gandalf picks up Bilbo Baggins and they go on the adventure? Like, how would you retrofit your vehicle?
Actually, the vehicle I thought would be really cool is, yeah, it's like a wagon, but the old Roman chariots.
Mm,
They already have that open space for a chair. They already have that rounded front. And I've seen like those smart cars or whatever, where you have the drop down back.
yeah,
So all you need is like a little button around the front of the chariot and just drop that, ramp down the back and be kind of like Knight Rider, where you can just drive your chair up into the chariot as it's going.
yeah. You're talking about real horsepower right there, like
Yes,
literal horsepower. That's pretty good. There's actually a motorcycle like that where it drops down in the back and you can
yes,
pull up and you can drive it like that. So that's pretty
yes.
cool.
I've
So
seen that one. So yeah, but something like that, I think would be really cool.
I think that's pretty awesome. Sandy, how about yourself? What would your super hideout look like?
I don't think mine would be too much of a hideout. I like a lot of light, so it'd probably be like close to the beach somewhere, like a glass house type smart house thing going, where
Mm,
the windows and there's like a lot of big windows where you could see outside, you could see the open view where the ocean is, and high ceilings with openings so you could see the moon and stars at night, something like that.
pretty dope. So you're like, without, this wasn't a question, but it makes me think about when you talk about being out in the open, right? Because often times what do superheroes have? They have like, you know, a secret alias, and they don't necessarily want people to know that they are the hero. But with a glass house and being out in the open, would you hide your identity or would you just be like, this
I
is
think I'd be
who
like
I
Iron
am?
Man. I wouldn't need to. I want everybody to know I'm the main. I'm one of those cocky people. I want everybody to know I got it like that. Because technology right now is like really mind blowing. I
Yeah,
think this house, if it was a smart house, it would provide some type of privacy. I recently seen a restroom where it's completely glass, but like when you close the door, like shades into like a it closes the access of being able to see. Like you when you're inside you could see out, but when you're outside you can't see in.
nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So like in my house, like when you talk about like a smart house, I have an ECU or environmental control unit, and I nicknamed it Jarvis. Just like in the first Iron Man, he had Jarvis before he ended up becoming Vision, and it has a British accent. So when I like say
I
its
love
name,
it.
I'm like Jarvis, he's just like yes, and I'm
Yeah, I
like
love it.
and I'm like A
That's
light.
like my
No,
theory.
yeah, it's kind of like that. And it turns on the lights, opens up the doors. You know what I mean? So I feel like the real life Tony Stark. So it's cool that you mentioned it. What type of special vehicle would you have?
I love Hummers. I think if I ever start driving again for real, I want one of those military grade Hummers that can even go underwater and is huge and spacious and
Cool.
oh, I love it.
That's cool. Like you like the new EV Hummer?
There's these new Hummers they got. It's like out of this world. They're not so as big as the regular Hummers. They
Right.
look like the Humvee things, but they're like super. Some of them even fly.
Wow, no, that's cool.
I know. They have flying cars down here in Florida. On Veterans Day, when I went to the beach, they had like this whole display of all these alien looking things in the air. And I'm like, that's a car right there. That one over there is definitely a car. Like they have all this new technology. It's like amazing. We live in Jetsons era for real now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. I always think I'm just like, how are they gonna monitor people flying? Like, if we could, get to that place, or if we do, how are they gonna monitor people when they're in the air like that? But that's a topic for another day. John, how about yourself? What would your super hideout look like?
Okay, so my super hideout is, I think, so it's on top of a mountain,
Mm,
uh, near like a mountain cliff. So like you can look out over and like see the valley below, the cities below. But on the outside, it's kind of like looks like a rustic uh cabin on the inside. Everything is smart and automated. So kind of like I'm combining Harley and Sandy's concepts, but building them into a cabin on the mountain.
Made me
mm.
think
Uh,
of time. Have you ever seen that movie Times Travel? That time travel where he goes all the way into the future and they're like primitive again and they're living on the side of the mountains in these houses. It's really cool. It makes me think of that.
that sounds exactly what I'm thinking of.
Mm.
Um, but the catch is that there's a personal tram, like a high-speed tram that takes me down from the mountain down to the valley below. So uh, there's kind of built-in connection to the rest of civilization that is uh, not dependent on something keeping it hovering in the air. There's a physical connection
Mm.
to a very thick and sturdy cable.
So it wouldn't be on like the ground. Would it be on the ground or would it be like,
I don't know. The house is on a mountain. The tram, there's a tram connection, is all I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah, it's
You,
my personal tram.
it sounds like you're describing the trams that like down in I believe it's Palm Springs,
Yes, exactly.
where you go or yeah, I think it's Palm Springs where you have the
Yep.
restaurants up on the hill and then you
Mm-hmm.
take the tram to get there.
You got it. It's one of my favorite places.
I haven't been there
Um,
in years. Oh,
yeah, but it's so fun. So
yes,
epic.
love that place.
That's pretty cool. Hey, I gotta look into that, see what that looks like. That'd be cool.
No, and
Well,
and it's accessible but
really?
yeah. Hmm.
Okay, nice. Well, me personally, my personal hideout
Oh,
would,
but wait,
oh, sorry, I
I
apologize.
didn't say my vehicle.
See, I thought the tram was the vehicle, so,
The tram is part of the house.
oh,
Uh,
wow, okay.
It's
Get into
it's the
the
Oh, oh,
connection to
just to
the
get in and out of
civilization.
the house because it's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
side of
yeah.
a cliff.
yeah, this is true.
Oh,
My
like
personal vehicle is an attachable motorcycle
Mm,
that just kind of wraps around my wheelchair and I can go anywhere. Yeah, I'll steal from Sandy. It's land, sea, and air
Yeah,
attachable motorcycle that just kind of connects to my chair.
make
If
me
you've
think of
seen,
Inspector
uh,
Gadget. He had one
yeah,
of those.
something like that.
that'd be cool. Yeah, like, gotta break out the unicycle
Yeah, 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 it's my attachable supersonic unicycle. You got it.
though. That's cool. Yeah, I want mine to be like, I don't know, you can't see it, but like underneath, like something pops up almost like the Bat Cave, and then you just go underground. But there's like stories underground. Like it's like three stories underground. And I just kind of like that look. I was on YouTube watching like, strange super houses and whatnot. And there's this house I think it's somewhere in Europe, but it's like 3 or 4 stories down. And it's all reinforced and so it's kind of like a mixture of like building just something into the earth that is sustainable, thermal insulated, trying to be environmentally friendly to some degree. Um,
Have
And
you ever heard of the underground city in Canada? It's an
not in
elaborate,
Canada. I've heard of some underground cities in some other places, but not the one in Canada.
it's elaborate, like hundreds of feet down with foot. It has a whole full mall. There's people that don't even come up for air for years. You should
Oh,
look it up on YouTube. It's wonderful.
See,
The
I
things
think,
that they built underneath the ground over there is like, it's masterful.
yeah, and I think that's really cool. Is you know, it's like why not instead of I mean, you still got to clear land, but at the same token, you can like build over it, but still have access to it. So I think that things like that are pretty neat. As far as my vehicle, kind of like what John said, except like the chair just does. I can change it into whatever I need it to be. That way, I don't have to worry about transferring. I don't have to get somebody to pick me up and move me from, one seat to the next. I push a button, whatever car I want it to be, it just all kind of forms around me, much like a transformer. Because I'm really into uh robotic stuff like that. I think those things are pretty
Then what do
cool.
you think about the exoskeleton outfits that they got going on right now for
No, I
quads?
think that is so dope because I think it's in the movie Avatar. I think the gentleman, like
They
in
do.
there, he's like in a wheelchair, but then like he
Hmm
goes into that. You know what I mean? Like those things, and they're happening around us. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, the exoskeleton is pretty cool. A friend of mine, I seen him like demoing one
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
He's a
too. So
paraplegic, and it looks cool. So it's like imagine if you could get into a suit like that, like much like Iron Man, and it
exactly.
gets you up moving and stuff like it. Oh gosh,
Makes me think of
it'll be great.
RoboCop. Remember back in the day? Well, I
I
know
was
they have.
just
I've
watching
never
RoboCop
seen
last
the.
week.
I know they have the updated version, but I'm talking about like back in the day when he got into that car, that accident with whatever got going on, and then they transferred his. Basically, it was just a brain, and then
Yeah,
they put him
brain,
in the.
couple body parts.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that.
Yeah, see, I love that we're from that generation, like the old school RoboCop, not the RoboCop with the black suit, the silver old school RoboCop with the Taurus,
I haven't
driving the
seen the
Ford
newer
Taurus.
version because I'm scared to watch it because I don't want to tarnish the passion that I have for the original. So I'm
It's
waiting
good
for
though. I'm not gonna lie, it is good though.
Murphy.
Right? You're a product of OCP. But yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah, so I like everybody's rendition of their layer, their layout, very creative. Um, and I think the nice thing about it in a world that we're looking to make changes, that some of the things that we're speaking about are kind of almost not almost there, but they are here in many ways. The underground bunkers, the high speed trams, buildings that are see-through, and even just retrofitting lands to look like uh, characters and places and settings from storybooks. They're there, but making them more environmentally friendly. They're making them more accessible. I was watching last night before I move on to question two about this place. I can't remember where it's located at, but it's about Noah's Ark. And they actually built like the ark according to the Bible, like to see what it would look like. And it's massive, 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 massive. But it's very much accessible as well, the way that they designed it. So, that would be another little field trip or so if you guys are interested in looking into it and seeing about it. It's just cool, like just the different ideas that people are trying to implement as we look for the world to become more accessible, right? So moving on to question two, which is going to be pretty cool, and I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. But describe yourself as an adaptable, right? What would your name be? What type of abilities would you have? And take the following scenario into consideration. A meteor has crashed into the Earth. You've managed to destroy most of it, but the aftermath has claimed countless lives and leveled many cities. Using your superpowers, how would you help to rebuild society differently? So, John, I'll let you take that first.
Okay, so am I answering this question first, or am I doing the description? are you splitting this into two parts?
Yeah, I want you to describe yourself as a superhero. Um, and then I want you to break down your example of like what like as you're describing it, kind of like an example that we have below.
Okay. All right. So I'll answer the question, and then I'll write a description that will have the AI
Yep.
generator come with it. And how many shots do we have at modifying our description before we have
Uh,
to stick with it?
Um, let's go with two.
Okay. So
Just
we
for the
got
sake
two
of time,
shots
let's
at
go
this.
with two. Yeah.
Right. All right. So
And not to interrupt you, John, real quick. If you guys don't know, if you didn't catch some of the questions, in describing this, we're actually going to show you a picture of what you possibly will look like as an adaptable superhero.
and as an example, so when we were coming up with this, Corey wrote, an African American male in a hypersonic speeding power wheelchair is blasting evildoers with his large boombox. And I believe we have the picture.
And
There it is.
there I am.
Yeah,
And that's
So I'm
pretty
not
much
going to
how I
show
look
you.
in real life, just minus the
yeah.
afro.
I'm not going to show you what my first attempt looked like. That's why I was asking Corey how many chances we got at this.
So,
Um,
That's a dope picture.
yeah, when it
yeah.
came up, I was like, oh my gosh, that kind of looks like me, especially when I go into the studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, let me get to the name last. My abilities. What abilities would I have? I would definitely have the ability to freeze time, possibly
Mhm,
go back in time and go into the future. I think time travel is really cool.
mhm,
Um, but
My
if that's
favorite.
too like,
I love
I think
time
I,
travel.
I think I time travel like that takes a lot of energy. Like it injures me
Quantum.
somehow. But freezing time I think is really useful because I think my biggest disability is I'm always late to things, or a lot later than I should be. So I would love to never be late again. So I definitely like to freeze time, possibly time travel. Uh, so using my superpowers, and I guess my name would be I don't know, what should my name be, people? If I can freeze time.
The
Pause.
timekeeper.
The timekeeper. Is
Call
that what
you
you said?
pause. Call you
Yep, that's what I
pause.
said.
Pause. I don't know. I like timekeeper.
I like
It means
timekeeper
that I'm
too.
always on time.
Thank you, Roscoe.
Yeah, you are
I'm
always. Oh, that's your little catchphrase right there.
yeah, I'm always on time. But also I'm
Mm,
Time.
making sure everyone else is on time too. So I'm like laying down justice with my timekeeping. Okay, so using my superpowers, how would I help to rebuild society differently? I would help make sure that everything is in place at the right time
mm,
to be rebuilt quickly and efficiently with as few mistakes as possible. So I would
mm,
just be in the background as people are building, just trying to facilitate it so we don't waste time and things can get back up and running quickly. And if possible, going back in time and preventing the worst things from happening and helping guide how we're building, having some foresight into the future.
Would you, this is just a real quick question. Would you go back in time and change your disability?
No, because what happened was I was running late to a very important meeting
Right.
when I fell off a cliff,
Mm,
and it was in that moment, that near death experience, that I gained this kind of out of body, out of time
Computer,
um,
stop.
perspective. That's where I gained my superpower of being able to freeze time. So
well,
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely not.
I
Yeah,
like your
I
narrative.
was
And
never never late again.
wouldn't you need discernment as well, since there's different outcomes for so many different things? If you do change and construct time, you would need the ability to be able to have some type of sense of discernment to know when and why. Because
Right,
certain
because
bad
I
things,
because I don't think I would be able to go into the future, but I think I would have like a good sense of the future. Like I would have like a sense of what would be happening
You'd
in
have premonitions.
yeah, premonitions.
okay.
That's cool though.
So I'm the timekeeper. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna make one attempt to describe me, and then I'm gonna ask your guys' help to see how it can be modified to make it better. Let me see, how can I make this bigger? I guess that's it. All right, so I am this is the problem. I am I'm a dashing young white man with short brown hair.
Holding a clock.
Um, I want to be freezing time. So like
So are you
uh
holding like a clock or like
Old
I
school
am the I
old
am the clock.
school stopwatch.
yeah, I'm about to say old school stopwatch.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, definitely a
The pocket
stopwatch. I
watch. There
have
it is, pocket watch.
a chain pocket watch. You got it.
Yeah.
Dashing young white man with short brown hair holding a pocket watch. Okay.
Uh, can you put in a wheelchair?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is in a wheel in a this is the tricky part. In a sport wheelchair, otherwise they just give you the ugly wheelchair.
Yeah.
Holding a pocket watch and freezing time around him. Okay, so now I have to put it in an active sense. So a dashing young man with short brown hair in a sport wheelchair holds a pocket watch and freezes time. Okay, you guys want to see what this looks like?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm frightened. Here we go.
Oh, the first one's
Uh,
pretty dope.
well,
Yes. The chair.
the chair's not cool, and I'm not getting like the dramatic
I
freezing.
like
Yeah.
I like the
Wonderful.
second one personally.
John, it looks like you though.
I got the
It's
dashing. The dashing
it's
adjective was key.
your chair is just, it's a little primitive, but it's all right. Is that a highlight?
No, I mean this is the closest one, the bottom right one
Like if
to
there
the
was like
chair.
ice, if there was like ice around your watch,
So
like it
you gotta
was
Yeah,
put
yeah,
frozen, it would have been dope.
yeah, yeah. We got to get this. So what do I add to this to make it dramatic? I definitely want uh dashing young
A
white man with
frozen
short brown
pocket watch.
Or surrounded by ice.
There you
holds a pocket watch
I think you need
and
I think you need to add to the the dashing young white man part to put that you have some type of super ability.
right, yeah, super. So what happens if I just add superhero?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, no,
But
no. With like I have sunglasses. They're like super like superhero glasses because I can see into the future and past. Maybe.
I don't know. You look kind of cool without the glasses, though.
Okay,
I
well,
think
let's add
I think you can
superhero.
list things. You can't list things in there. A dashing young white man considered to be a superhero who wears blah blah blah.
Okay, I have to speed this with short brown hair. Uh, in a in a
Modern sportified wheelchair.
I'm gonna make a racing wheelchair. It knows what a racing wheelchair looks like. Holds a pocket watch as he freezes.
You gotta put the
Uh,
timelines on. You need to put that you manipulate time somewhere.
oh yeah, yeah. As he manipulates the galaxy.
Yeah,
As he manipulates
timeline of the
mo-
galaxy.
the time space.
Continuum.
You will.
Oh Lord,
There we go.
that's my favorite
Thank you.
genre of movies,
Thank
time
you.
travel.
I think I'm about to watch like, I
How
don't
do
know,
I spell
some
continuum?
movie around that
Ah,
time.
you better Google it.
Okay, you guys ready for attempt two? Here we go.
Yeah.
There
Okay,
we
Oh, there you
go.
go.
yes,
Okay,
now.
this is
Uh-oh,
what we want.
yes.
Do you have like one leg in the first one though?
Yeah, it looks like he's popping a willy though a little bit.
Oh no, that's a big leg though.
Uh, it could be just one, it's both his legs together or something.
Yeah.
I like the background of the first one though.
I like the third one.
Bottom left.
Yeah, bottom left. I like that one.
That's my favorite also.
Bottom left.
Yes.
Man, that face.
Oh, you
Yeah, the
said
bottom. Yeah,
dashing, right?
Bottom left is definitely the best. I'm gonna go with the bottom left.
I like how the time goes out. That's really cool.
All right,
All right, let's go with
all right. So
Harley after you.
yeah,
Here's the funniest thing. Excuse me. My I believe I already have my superpower name, and that's because it's a nickname that I've given myself years ago, and that is Phoenix Rose.
Nice. It's a pretty
That
name.
that's my business name. My paranormal team. It's Phoenix Rose Paranormal. Everything is based around Phoenix Rose, and Rose has always been a nickname for me. Anyways, for years I was nicknamed the Black Rose,
Mm.
and I personally took it upon myself to call myself the Phoenix Rose because I rose from my ashes. I rose from near death when I had my accident. So I always call myself Phoenix Rose, and I spell it Pheonyx, and then Rose is Rhose. And my superpower is what I feel is already things I do, but just kind of like expanded upon it. My superpower is knowledge and understanding, various languages. is what I would love to do. I think it'd be great to have the knowledge of able to read 12 different languages, understand, and being able to rebuild the city. I would be able to take what I do now. I'm an accessibility advocate, so I help design sidewalks, cities, buildings. These are all things that I do currently. And so for me, I'm just kind of going along with what I already do.
No, that's pretty cool. I wanted to make sure I got that spelled Pheonyx.
Yep.
Phoenix Rose, and Rose just ROSE.
RHOSE.
H. Okay, okay. I like it. That's pretty cool. And then just speaking about like I always like people that have those type of powers, almost like they can touch books, absorb the knowledge from the book, and instantly like retain it indefinitely. You know what I mean? So to be able to speak omni language, I think that's a
Yeah.
word that I learned with certain superheroes who have that ability to mimic and learn stuff like that. It's like omni language or omnilingual. That's the word.
One of my great ancestors, Mary Queen of Scots, knew 7 languages by the time she was 14.
Wow.
So that's my inspiration, is the medieval kings and queens who knew anywhere between 7 and 15 different languages, and they could write them, read them, or speak them. That is my inspiration. It's like to be able to understand this vast array of knowledge through book, speaking, and yeah.
Pretty cool. All right. So now describe yourself.
I would be tanned with long black
Hold
hair.
on. Oh, let me make sure.
There
John
you
is
go.
ready
You got
for
it
that
spelled
part.
right. That's spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so a young woman, I don't know who's typing.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
John
about that.
typing that.
Okay, with long flowing black hair in a Victorian wheelchair.
Old school.
Yeah, I love steampunk. Surrounded with floating books and pages. Okay, let's see what happens.
What's your action? Are you just sitting? Are
Ooh,
you moving?
with a outreached hand.
Do you want it to be
Yeah, sits in a Victorian wheelchair.
steampunk Victorian wheelchair?
Let's just go with Victorian and see what
Okay,
it generates
Victorian
first.
wheelchair.
Yeah, with an outreached hand.
Young woman with long flowing black hair sits in a Victorian wheelchair
With her hand reaching out.
and reaches out to surrounding floating books and pages.
Yes.
I'm actually just going to put a comma. Reaches out, surrounded by floating books and pages. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
Number 3, bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a superhero named Oracle?
I have in passing, but I've never really researched her.
So Oracle used to be Batgirl.
Really?
Yep. And what happened with Batgirl is she was shot by the Joker and became paralyzed. So then she used her intellect and just computer hacking skills to be able to still contribute. And she's part of Birds of Prey, which is like Harley Quinn and several other, I think,
Yeah.
female superheroes. So that's what you kind of remind me of, like with the books and the reading and the intellect and what have you. So unfortunately, with DC Comics, they end up healing her, which was like a downside to those of us in the spinal cord injury, because it's almost like, well, you can't contribute to being a superhero without having a disability. But nonetheless, it's pretty cool that more and more, so many superheroes and villains have some form of disability. Like there's such a plethora of superheroes that I came across that have something going on with them, even down to like you don't notice it, but like Hawkeye from the Avengers, he's actually partially deaf. I think they said 80% deaf.
Yeah.
And then what's really cool is I learned about a superhero named Silver Scorpion, who happens to be Muslim. He's from a fictitious Arabic country. And there were like some gangsters were having a beef and they caused something that caused him to be a double leg amputee. And then through that event, he was working with this mysterious metal worker because he was so ashamed about being talked about and what have you, and disabilities and that side of the world. Some people sometimes deal with them a little bit more harsher than in our environment. But he became the protector of this special power to manipulate metal with his mind.
Oh,
And
wow.
the
Like
way that this,
Magneto.
pretty much like Magneto. What's cool about how this character was developed was they actually had a summit, like an ability summit with kids from both America and Syria. And they met. This happened under President Obama's administration. And they came together, all these different kids, and designed that superhero.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, the imagery that we're creating, somebody who is young and disabled, and are struggling to navigate in this world, they can understand too. Like, no,
You
there
sh
are people that look like me.
should I suggest something to the description? You should
Yeah,
put something
okay.
about her absorbing the knowledge from the books, with her hands absorbing the the knowledge from the floating books.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, so
Reaches
and
out
reaches out with her hands
to
to
absorb.
absorb knowledge from the swirling, from the books and pages swirling around her.
Yeah,
Ooh,
regenerate it. See if it gives you a better
Books
picture. It feels like hers is missing color.
swirling in a storm
there you go.
around her.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
we need some
cool.
movement in here. All right, here we go.
See, and that's my happy place. It's just a library. I'm simple.
Mhm.
Put me in an old bookstore and I'm happy. Uh, some of my favorite books right now. I have a
Oh,
Oh, that
yeah,
bottom left one
yeah,
yeah.
is
that one, that
dope.
bottom left.
bottom left.
Wow, this is an amazing program.
Yeah, right on Canva.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God,
like that one.
that is
Thank you,
epic.
Sandy. That's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, Sandy, you are the AI whisperer.
I play with AI all day. I do just want.
This is incredible.
I love playing with technology. Since I was a kid, I was a Toys R Us kid, and this is like the biggest Toys R Us come true. With all this AI stuff, oh my gosh, it's so fun.
I
All
haven't
right.
had to do descriptive reading like this in a while, descriptive writing. So for me, it's like, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool
I
program.
write poems and stuff, so
I
consider
used to,
myself to
and
be a lyricist.
All right, Sandy, Sandy,
Okay,
you're
so
up now.
my name would be um Tenacious Remedy.
Like that.
Remedy.
I said if I ever had a daughter, I'd call her Remedy because R is my favorite letter. And my hood name is Tenacious because I don't stop until I see red. Um, and then my superpower would be basically, I guess healing of all kinds.
You
Healer.
said what?
Healing of all kinds.
Okay.
I
So then
guess.
I would ask you that same question before you talk about rebuilding society with the ability to heal. Did you get kind of like your power from your actual injury?
I think I want to believe mine was passed down because my grandmother is such a great inspiration within every obstacle that I've ever been through. Being that I don't even consider my paralysis being the hardest thing I ever been through in my life. I
Mhm.
know I spoke about losing a child to cancer
Yeah.
um, back in the day. So that going through that, being able to conquer that was one of the hardest things that I had to deal with. So I want to believe that my superpowers was passed down. Like I come from a superhero family type of thing going
Oh, that's
on.
cool.
So
Love that.
even though I'm disabled, it's part of the obstacles of learning how to heal. And
Mm.
in order to be able to heal other people, you have to be able to conquer your own process of learning how to heal within yourself. Because you know how they say in order to help others, you need to learn how to be able to help yourself.
Mm.
So I guess that's where my disability would stem from, learning how to be able to heal regardless of, I feel like a minor setback. Okay, so my description would go ebony toned quadriplegic woman, positioned, let me see. I'm in my wheelchair and I'm able to heal people. I want to be like more telepathic. I want to be able to be more telepathic than anything, like telekinesis, all those mind power people type stuff. Like, what's that guy from X-Men? What's his name?
Xavier.
Professor
Xavier.
X.
Yeah, more like a Professor X type of thing going on where he can
Mm.
heal people through their minds. So I guess I would have like some type of antenna to everybody. Let me see, ebony tone
Heals
quadriplegic.
people with their mind. So maybe have your hand at your temple.
Yeah, that's how
Um,
Professor X activates his telepathy.
because I can't use my hands, I don't want to
Oh,
depend on like my physical hands. I think I
Are your
would
eyes
have to have,
closed or open?
eyes open, I would probably have to have some type of energy field coming off of me.
Mm.
I
And
don't know.
where are you and who are you healing and from what?
Right now we're dealing with a lot of mental illness in our society, so it would probably be healing people to learn how to. That's not what I would mean to say. As a psychology major, let me see how that works first. Ebony tone quadriplegic woman, eye open. I like the eye thing. I like eyes. Open eyes open heals the minds of the troubled minds of a chaotic society.
Mm.
I don't know. Ebony toned quadriplegic woman with eyes open heals the troubled minds of chaotic.
Bob.
What's the theme that we were doing again? What was the whole point? What
So
did we have in
it's
mind?
about the adaptables. So,
I know, no, I'm talking about like for this specific question you said the
oh, like
scenario.
say again.
What was the scenario again for healing?
Oh, like basically, a meteor or something destroys society. How would you rebuild it
I
using your
guess we would,
superpower?
since it's a traumatic experience, we would all need some type of peace
Mm.
rally type thing going on. In order to heal the world, we all need to be educated. So Harley got that covered. Jonathan would probably change the time just in case, just enough so that we won't be that messed up by it. But we still need it so to bring unity. And then me, what would I do? You changing the time and you're getting the knowledge to help him figure out how to change the time to the right time. I guess I
You're
would be doing
therapeutic.
entertaining. I would
So
be some therapy, like some type of therapy. That's what I would get. We'd all be
so
partying somewhere, doing something exciting.
Sandy,
We wouldn't be
where are
troubled.
you doing this? Are you doing it in an office or are you like out in the war zone, like
I'm
in the
out and about.
amongst the rubble?
I'm hands on. I'm out in the field.
Okay.
So I guess we would all be getting prepared for this meteorite, right? And
No, it's already
After the
destroyed.
meteorite.
it's
Yeah.
already been destroyed.
Yeah, we destroyed most of it, but we're trying to rebuild society. You know, how in superhero movies, it's like the taxpayer dollars have to like fix all those buildings that are destroyed. It's like, who's going to pay for this? So like, how would you help to rebuild the society that we've just saved that is now
Um,
broken?
my favorite type of therapy would be music. So I guess I would use music in some type of way to
I'm about to say you leading into mine.
frequencies. I would be tapping into some type of frequencies.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying that I would need to have some type of magnetic field around or everywhere I would go. Once you get into that force field, you bring some type of peace to you. It's a special melody. Let me see. Ebony tone
So I
quadriplegic.
have music floating around her.
Ebony tone quadriplegic with um,
Nice.
electromagnetic melody tunes dancing.
Around her.
I don't
What did you say?
know, magnetic
Melodic
field.
with electro with okay.
Ebony tone quadriplegic woman with, I don't think you need to put the open eyes part.
Okay, let's see with
With ebony toned quadriplegic woman um, that uses electromagnetic frequencies
To heal.
to heal.
You already got to heal. So electromagnetic frequencies is pretty cool.
No, it's after the woman part. I think you need to put it. Oh, well, the same thing. Heals the troubled minds of
oh
citizens.
right. Uses electromagnetic frequencies to heal the troubled minds of citizens of demolished city.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. This is tricky.
Yeah, I'd be like that.
I mean, we are seriously coming up with some awesome images though. All right, here we go. Attempt number one. Generate.
I need some rainbow colors. I hope they give me lots of colors in mine. Hopefully, I'm dark as possible.
Okay.
There ain't nobody, ain't no people around.
Yeah, there's
And,
no people.
and there's no healing looking like it looks just demolished.
Definitely not the bottom right one.
No, no, no.
Maybe we,
Okay.
instead of saying, in the troubled minds of
I
citizens,
like the halo aspect of that one.
We get that young in here.
also put maybe radiates rainbows.
Yeah. Colorful frequencies.
There you go, colorful frequencies.
Colorful
Yeah,
electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Radiates
we
colorful.
take,
AI doesn't know what electromagnetic frequencies look like. So let's say radiates colorful electric waves.
yeah, of music.
Colorful sound waves. There we go.
Yeah, colorful sound waves.
It's gonna know what sound waves are. Colorful sound waves to heal It's gonna know. Let's say since there's no
I
people.
think you should put something with heart in it. I need hearts up in there. I like hearts and butterflies around me in all my pictures. A young ebony tone quadriplegic woman radiates colorful sound waves.
Surrounded by hearts and butterflies.
Yes, that's definitely good.
Although I don't know if it's going to throw some heart organs in there, so let's just say
Put
butterfly.
butterflies and hearts. See what it says. Does. It's gotta have some hearts and butterflies.
All right. Surrounded by cute hearts and butterflies, radiates colorful sound waves to heal.
People around.
People around traumatized by demolished city. Yeah,
To heal families.
traumatized.
I'm not sure it's going to know what scared. Well, okay, let's say traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized family.
Traumatized
I think if
families
you
in a
put in a demolished city, it's always going to make the city look demolished. And if I'm a healer of all things, my city can't be demolished. Got to be in the process of getting healed.
right,
Just
right.
take
Okay, so let's
out
make it the
that and just
focus.
leave it at families.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
You have to put cute hearts,
Yeah, I
like
had to
hearts
put
are
cute hearts
cute.
because I don't want it to give us organs.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
If it will give us organs.
Yeah, next to you didn't have a pumpy. Oh yeah,
Oh, number
I
one's
love the
cool.
Okay,
color.
this.
Yeah, I like
I think
number one.
I think I like the first one too. I wish my shirt was the hearts one on the bottom, but yeah, I like the first one. Wish I had that shirt on that wheelchair.
Although I think are you listening to headphones in everyone?
No, those are hoop earrings, it looks like.
No, that's not the one I want. I want the one in the wheelchair over there.
Uh,
This one. I wish I had that
the top
shirt.
left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
top left. But I wish I had that shirt and the heart
Oh,
shirt with
those
the
are good
butterflies in the
ones.
background.
That's pretty cool.
Butterflies always stand for new beginnings, so
Oh, that is the perfect picture. That's beautiful.
That
it's
is
really
pretty
nice.
cool.
Nice. All right.
And
And
we
then,
already got mine. So you ready for mine? As far as just I'm just answering the question.
yeah, go for it.
All right. So my superhero name would be Boombox because I do music. I am a recording artist. Um, and my ability, similarly, like with Sandy when she spoke about frequencies, music is a unifying medium. And so with the power of my words through all tech, anything that can produce like audio files, as far as like through any speaker, a smart device, any form of like audio medium, that can I can speak words through and it helps to unify people. So I have like a bit of a unification power through music. And that's how I would rebuild society by making songs that promote um being on one accord. So when it comes down to us needing to repair the buildings and we need to fix things. There is no bickering and what have you. Like when you go into those meetings and what have you, you play music to serenade. I kind of can serenade people with the lyrics of my song. So that's how I would help to rebuild society. But you guys came up with some pretty good descriptive renditions
No, I want to
of
call. Let me call you back.
yourself. And I like everyone's names too, especially that tenacious remedy. Like that seems like an oxymoron, right? But it's almost like a powerful type of love and yeah, I just think everybody's choices are pretty cool. So just to wrap it up, question three. So being a part of More Than Walking's adaptable community means that you've encountered other heroes such as yourself. Often we don't get to be in the positions we find ourselves in without some help. Similarly, superheroes are sometimes accompanied by a sidekick. So, who has put on their cape and played this role in your life? And in your best superhero voice, what would you tell someone who is newly injured about becoming adaptable? And Sandy, I'll let you take that one real quick.
Oh, that's a lot of. So, what would I tell a newly superhero or a
Well,
new?
before you get to that, like who has been like an influence or helped you thus far in your spinal cord injury, kind of like a sidekick? Who would you say has played a major role in your life?
My son, he motivates me in every kind of way. He pushes me and he makes me feel useful and valuable as a mother. It pushes me to know that, somebody's dependent on me, regardless of my physical capabilities or not. he's still looking for a word of guidance, whether it be, encouraging him to do better for himself and sharing my own adversities that I've had to face, having the ability to share my life with him, regardless of being able to be the super mom or being able to do all the athletic things that I used to do. I'm still able to be a loud and clear voice, which matters for him. It may not matter for anybody else, but my sidekick would be my son because he makes me a better person every single time I find myself having to learn to do, you know, to learn to be a better human.
Pretty cool. And in your best superhero voice, what would be like something quick you would tell somebody newly injured about becoming adaptable?
And Corey, does this double as the catchphrase, your superhero catchphrase?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it
I
does.
can't come up with that at the top of my head. Being that I'm tenacious remedy, I'd be like, I'd probably be like, the healing starts within.
Oh, no, but you got to put some character into that.
All right, all right, all right. That's something. Mello, I'm on a very important call. That's my son, you guys, sorry. Um,
Getting ready to help you save the world.
right, he's helping me already. The healing starts within. Like,
You
the
have to
song
say it with
Hero?
passion.
What's the song? How the hero song go a little bit? The
Oh,
hero
yeah.
side of
Like the
you type
strength
of
to
thing.
carry on.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hero starts with you,
Hmm.
within you, or something like that. Let me see. How would I say? Sometimes the only hero you need is you. The healing starts within.
Oh, like that. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Harley, how about yourself?
Okay, this is going to sound kind of cheesy, but this is what I've actually told people. Welcome to the wheel world.
Mm,
She's so corny. I'm sorry. That was good.
Here, knowledge is endless.
that's cool.
All right. So let's see what cheesy catchphrase I can come up with for the timekeeper. Something that I've always thought is like you don't become a different person after your injury, right? You have the opportunity to become a better person. So I'm gonna say when time, and also the sense of like the world moving past you. Like I really experienced that when I had my injury. All my friends were going on to college, were going on to school. I just felt like stuck in time and the world was moving past me. So I'm gonna say, when time breaks.
I think you should use frozen somewhere. When time freezes or when time is frozen.
uh
When
let's
time
see.
stands still.
No, that sounds too romantic.
Uh-oh.
No, not what I was going to say after.
When you feel frozen,
In time. Time can never change who you are.
who you are, only you can change time.
Yeah, only you could, but you spelled it wrong.
I know, time can never change who you are. Only you can change time and what happened next.
Cool.
And what yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
I like that. It's it's up for interpretation because
Yeah.
the first thing you want to say is, how can you change time?
And who has played like a major role in your life as well, John?
Oh, right. All the people who've been amazingly patient with my inability to stay on top of things. My parents, my mom, my wife, my brothers, my friends, people who just seem to be endlessly flexible
Mm.
and who've believed in my attempts again and again to, try to accomplish my goals. And who, yeah, it
All
takes
of
a
those
lot.
people can't be your sidekicks. You only get one, I think.
Okay, then obviously it's my wife.
Okay, then say
About to
that.
say,
Yeah,
Jessica's
okay,
on
it's
that
my
kick.
wife. It's
Yeah.
my wife because she's always on time. All
Mm,
right, there we go.
cool. So it definitely is my wife. She's amazing. Though she downplays her role in all that she does to keep uh our household running, functioning. Um, she's just invaluable. She's just I can't put words to describe how great uh
Speechless, priceless, all those wonderful things.
she is. She's all of that. And you could just copy and paste directly from the document because I already wrote mine out while I was talking. Through music, each note acts as the sutures that mends the wounds of society.
Uh-oh.
Now we have a real poet.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention my sidekick.
Oh, yes, please do.
My daughter was always my sidekick. I mean, she's been she's tra as a quadriplegic. I mean, she's traveled half the United States with me. She's been homeless with me. She's done pretty much everything with me up until pretty much I met my husband that I have now, and now he's my sidekick because he loves to push my buttons. He loves to push my boundaries and push me just past the zone of my comfort. You know, it's just
Wow.
he's always encouraging me and supporting me on whatever crazy endeavor I want to do.
Growing, that's growing.
Oh yeah, he's we've known each other for 14 years. We've been
Mhm.
together for 9, and it's he acts so much like my childhood best friend, who I call my brother, and it's amazing. He is beyond describable. I mean, he's doing things behind my back. So like if I'm in the middle of an event or something while I'm talking to the people, he's out passing brochures around talking about people. Hey, you should go over and see her and talk to her and do this. He's beyond amazing.
And it's nice to have somebody that champions for you, no matter if it's your spouse, if it's your child, if it's, a sibling.
Yes,
Um,
and for a theme song,
mm,
it's This Is Me from The Greatest Showman.
nice.
This is bruised, this is battered, this is me.
I love it. Love it all.
All right, now we're gonna have to make a music video with all these things. So now we
She's
got the
having she got a
soundtrack.
theme
Thank you.
song. We
All
gotta
right,
pick a
great.
theme song,
Corey, you're gonna have to lay a track for this.
Okay, okay.
right? I was gonna say I
Absolutely.
need an original.
We need a theme song for the Adaptables,
Okay.
introducing the first 4.
Hey, yeah, I would love to do that.
It's their Christmas project.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, guys, we're out of time. Now, unfortunately, uh John did not stop time early enough to
Right?
freeze everything. But in all seriousness, now this has been a wonderful discussion, and I hope that everybody who tunes into this, especially the younger uh group of adaptables that are gonna come in and are happening every day. And younger, I don't mean just as far as age. I mean, you can be a baby in your SEI journey, right? If you're in year 1, year 2, year 3, there's a bit of adolescence there, and there are going to be things that they don't know, they don't understand, and that they have to mature in their walk in their spinal cord injury journey. So, I want those of them to look at us and realize, as we have become injured and we've gone along and we're, in our double digits as far as the amount of time that has passed by, that we had to learn to adapt, that we had to learn to overcome all types of adversity, and we still overcome adversity every single day. Our biggest villain, if you will, is an ever-changing society that is learning to adapt to us and be more inclusive of our group of people. And the only way we're going to help change this world is by showing them, you know what, you can rise up from the ashes, and that we can take a pause in time instead of moving so fast. Let's learn how to slow things down and listen to the people who are different from us. And that when we are trying to heal, we should love fiercely, just like Sandy said, tenacious remedy. One of the things that's missing is how hard we love for our fellow man. And to unify all of that, then just all sit back, relax, turn on a good tune or your superhero theme song to promote harmonization and unification in a world that is very divided. But guys, thank you so much for your participation in our More Than Walking video podcast discussion. Stay tuned in and join us next month and sign up for the More Than Walking newsletter at morethanwalking.com to learn about the topic we will cover next. Until next time, remain encouraged, stay hopeful, and above all else, be aware. Have a good night, everyone.
And adaptable.
Good night,
Have a good night,
guys.
everyone.
Good night, everybody.